Hello and welcome to my channel. I decided to make this channel just for me to kind of talk about things that I've been through in my life and to share inspirational messages about being able to overcome things, and in the hopes that I can help other people through my experiences. And if not, I honestly don't care if I get views or anything like that. It's just kind of a way for me to take the thoughts in my head and experiences that I've been through and to express them verbally and to be able to get that release for myself and to move on, and then to also hopefully, like I said, help other people that have possibly been through these situations, or to give advice the best I can. I am not, disclaimer, I am not a therapist or anything like that. Yeah, it's just a way for me to kind of talk, put some things out there. I'm sure some friends and family will see this, but it's just brutal honesty. So I wanted to begin like right around high school, after high school graduation, back in May 2012. I graduated from a little charter school in Arizona. My background is Mormon, so it was a predominantly Mormon school. Like I said, super small, uniforms. You still had your cliques and crap like that. I hated high school. Who didn't hate high school? I wasn't nerdy, but I wasn't popular. I was kind of the in-between. And it was also with the religion. There were super Mormon, and then there was not so Mormon, and then either you weren't. And another disclaimer, I will not bash on Mormon religion on this channel, out of respect for my family that belongs to the church, and because I have no personal vendetta against the church. I'm not going to talk about it. I will only talk about things that pertain to my story. Yeah, so any questions or secrets, you're not going to get any. Anyways, so I was kind of the in-between kid. I went to church, I went to the activities, I was a good kid, but I wasn't super perfect, and I made mistakes, and I hung out with rough kids, and I was trying to find myself. So anyways, that was my brief high school experience. I graduated 2012, my graduating class was like 60, but only like 57 actually walked and graduated with me. I don't know. People went to different schools. I think like one kid was like, I want to be a super senior and play football. And I was like, that's stupid. Your life choice. Anyways, so yeah, I graduated high school and I got a job as a lifeguard at a local pool, like amusement park pool thing. Anyways, and I loved it. I got super tan. I had blonde extensions. Like, I was feeling myself that summer. So that was great. And then I was 18, and in my religion that I belong to, being Mormon or LDS, I graduated high school, so that meant that I could go to singles ward. Singles ward is like a congregation of all single adults, 18 to like 31, I think. I'm not really sure. Anyways, this is a big deal for me because literally my whole life, all I've ever wanted was to be a mom and a wife. Like, it was just coming from a big family. I love babies. I love kids, love taking care of them. And growing up, I had people all the time either thought I was a mom, thought I was my dad's wife, awkward, or thought my siblings were my kids. Like, I was like 12 too, and I would get that. I was like, what is wrong with you? Anyways, my whole life I was told how good I am with kids, how good of a mother I would be, and later in some videos we'll touch on that. But for this video, that's what I wanted at this time and point. I wanted to go to school. I've always wanted an education, but I always felt that my role in life was to be a wife and a mother. That's just what I thought. So, joined singles ward, like, fresh meat. And I was all excited and thinking like, oh, I get to meet like older boys, like, and actually go on real dates and actually date somebody. I dated in high school, but it was so dumb. So dumb. If I could go back and tell younger me, like, don't even worry about it. Boys are stupid and you're gonna get your heart broken, then life would have been so much easier. That's gonna be a whole nother video. So anyways, joined singles ward. I really liked it. There were just a lot of people, different activities. I kind of struggle with making friends. Not struggle, but like, I get social sometimes. It just makes things harder and it sucks. My, like, camera keeps pausing, so I'm sorry. Anyways, so 2 weeks into singles ward, I meet this guy. And for the sake of, if he ever sees this, we'll keep it privacy. We'll call him Jeff. So I meet this guy, Jeff. Super nice. I think he added me on Facebook or something, and I saw that he was from my singles ward, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, he's kind of cute. And he started messaging me, and so we exchanged messages, got phone numbers, whatever. And then he was like, hey, a bunch of us from singles ward are gonna go get some food and then like play games after or something. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, 18, thinking that like, and most of the guys are older, like around 21. So I just thought I was, super hot and getting to go on this date and all this. And anyways, Jeff invites me out. I go meet them at like Native New Yorker or something. And it was kind of awkward because I like knew some people, but I didn't. And I don't even think I had actually met him in person. Like, it was just through Facebook. And I'm so awkward. As you can tell by this entire video, okay, if you looked up Haley in the definition, you're gonna see awkward. That's just story of my life. Anyways, I walk on in there, like, tan, blonde extensions, like, feeling myself, right? Anyways, walk in, super nice, like, gives me a hug and all that. It was a great night. I remember, I had to have him order for me because I wasn't going to be there in time. And I was like, I only have like $9. So can you just order me like whatever's the cheapest thing on there? Yeah. And, which I thought was super sweet. But anyways, so I got like a cheeseburger or something. And I hate eating in front of people, especially on like the first couple dates. So this burger was like huge. And I was like, I'm not gonna eat this in front of him. Like, how am I looking, like, analyzing it? Like, how am I gonna attractively eat this and not look like a total dork? Anyways, it came with a knife. And I was like, maybe I can cut it. But I'm so awkward that I don't know how to hold a fork and a knife and cut, right? And I'm right-handed, so yeah, it'd be like this. I don't know. And it was a cheeseburger, not that hard, but little Miss Haley over here. I was like, can you cut this for me? And he just kind of looked at me like, really? And I was just like, I'm dumb. I was just kidding. I don't remember what I said, but he was super nice about it and like cut it in half for me and thought it was so cute. And I was like, oh, thanks. I'm just a child. But, and then, anyways, we eat, it's great. I think he had a boot on his foot because he had surgery or something, so that was kind of awkward. He's, like, kind of limping. But, he was super sweet, and we go to somebody's house. Oh, I remember who it was. We went to this guy's house and played some games, hung out, and it was cool. It was fun. I never really got to do that, like, hanging out with boys and girls, and it's just chill, no pressure, like just hanging out on a date. I was like, this is pretty cool. Like I said, I'll do videos about my dating experiences and they were horrible, so I didn't like I didn't realize you could be treated nicely and you could have fun on a group date. So anyways, we did this date and went really well. I think I invited him over for Sunday dinner or something like that. I honestly can't remember. So cut to Sunday, and we sit by each other at church, and we get to talking more. Invited him over for Sunday dinner. He met my family, and in the LDS or Mormon religion, men and women, boys, girls, whatever, can serve missions. I think girls, it's like 18 to 21, and guys, it's like 19 to 25. I don't remember. A mission is basically, you're a missionary and you preach the gospel, either like in the States or across the country, wherever the religion is allowed. And Jeff actually served his mission in Montana, which was where my dad served his mission. So I was thinking, oh, like my dad will love him, they'll click, because they like served in the same place, blah, blah, blah. So that was cool. He came over for Sunday dinner. It went fine. I think we like hung out and he left. I honestly don't remember. And then somehow in there we started dating. He officially asked me out. And we would hang out like every day. I would go to work. And then sometimes he would work at night. He did like carpet cleaning with his brother-in-law or something. His background, he lived with his sister. He was from California, came to Arizona after his mission to work and kind of get himself on his feet, go to school, stuff like that. So he was living with his sister, I was living with my parents, and we would just either hang out there at his sister's or at my house, and it was great. I really, really liked him. We told each other we loved each other. We wanted to get married. It was just, I was in singles ward 2 weeks and we started dating, and it was great. I thought I was in love. I thought I was doing what I was supposed to do, which is, you graduate, you get married, you have babies, get an education, all that. Mind you, I was 18 years old, and he was 21, I think. So we were dating, and we would fight. We would get in arguments. Like, he would just snap about something and then try to make it better. I remember one time we were in the car with my brother and his now wife, and he just snapped at me for something. I said something, or he lost his temper, like, at another driver and just lost it. And it kind of, I was like, that was so unnecessary. You didn't even need to react like that. So it affected me negatively, and he saw that, and then he would, like, try to hold my hand and, like, sing to me, and I'm like, no, like, you have no reason to act like that. Anyways, so we would fight. I had not like a bad past. I was 18. But in the religious view, I had done some things that were not okay. And I'll probably get into that later. So that was hard. It was really hard because I had to... We'll just get into this now. When I was 17, I lost my virginity. And in the LDS community, it is... you're encouraged, or it is I don't want to say preached, but it's a principle that you save yourself till marriage, and I have nothing against that. I think that's wonderful, and I tell my friends now, I told my friends in high school, wait, it's not what you think it is. It's not even worth it. It's not worth it. I'll do a whole story about that because it was just horrible. Anyways, so that was my baggage, was that I was not a virgin. And that scared me when I joined singles ward because I was worried that nobody would want me and that I was damaged goods. And so Jeff, he was very sweet about it, and he was never mean about it, but sometimes it would get brought up, and sometimes it would be hard for us to control ourselves because, like I said, you're not supposed to have sex before a marriage. When you have two sexually active people and they have those feelings for each other, obviously that it gets pushed. Like, you cross that line. And so that was something that we struggled with, was I wasn't respectful, and I didn't understand that he had priorities set in his life that he didn't want to cross. And I still to this day feel bad about it, but I'd push those boundaries, and I'd push his limit because I wanted to see how far he would go. And yes, I know that's horrible. We have a lot to talk about, but it was horrible, and that ultimately, I think, led to us breaking up. Was I had a promise ring, and like, he asked my dad pretty much if he could marry me, but at the time this was like August, September of 2012, and I was supposed to go to school at BYU, Idaho in January of 2013. So I was going to be leaving for school. And so the promise ring and everything was kind of like we're going to make it work. We want to get married. He can't come to Idaho right now. Like, that sort of thing, long distance. And then that obviously didn't work out. I started to have doubts, and I actually started to have attraction towards other people in church, and I felt that I didn't have the opportunity to date before me and him got together, because like I said, I had only been in singles ward for 2 weeks, and I just immediately got into a relationship instead of being social and dating around and meeting people and taking advantage of that opportunity. And it ultimately led to us breaking up because I told him that I wanted to see other people. And it was so hard because I cared about him, genuinely cared, and I genuinely had these feelings, but I knew that I wasn't good for him. I knew that I wasn't who he was supposed to be with. It sucked. It was hard. Any breakup is hard. But we just kind of stopped talking and parted ways. It was hard because I'd see him at church, and he had friends at church that ended up not liking me because I broke up with him and showed interest in somebody else, and then I just became the talk of the town, pretty much. But it's what happens. That's one frustrating thing is I had to learn, is that everybody is going to talk about you, whether it's good or bad, whether they know the situation or not. Everybody is going to talk about you, and you just have to learn to deal with it. Anyways, me and Jeff broke up. Briefly, didn't even date. It was just horrible. Briefly had this fling with this other guy. It was bad news. He had a bad past, and I was trying to be on the straight and narrow. I was trying to move past high school, trying to move past situations in high school, losing my virginity, all of that. I was trying to do the next step in life. Go to school, meet a good person, date, get married, blah, blah, blah. So, Jeff and I break up. Brief fling with this guy that was just bad for me. Oh my gosh. That whole situation. I didn't really want to talk about it. But it plays a role later in my story, so I will talk about it. I briefly dated this guy, and we'll call him Justin. Justin was 25, I think. I was 18. My phone's being dumb. And I knew who he was, and I think he knew that I was dating Jeff, and that's how he knew me. And then we ended up doing a double date, me and Jeff and Justin, and who else? I don't even know. No, we didn't. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Jeff and I were dating, and Justin invited Jeff and I and like his brother and his wife to go to this MMA fight thing. I was pumped. I love MMA. Like, I enjoy it. And everything was fine. It was fun. But this was around the time when me and Jeff were drifting apart. And I was attracted to Justin. So at this MMA fight, I don't know where Jeff was. I don't remember. But Jess and I were like at this booth thing where they were selling shirts and stuff and like just looking at it. And Justin straight up bought me a shirt. I didn't ask him to. I think I said like, oh, that's cute or something. And he's like, oh, you know, here, I'll get this for you. I didn't really think anything of it. And then I was talking to somebody else or something there. And they were like, you know, did Justin buy that for you or did Jeff buy it? I was like, oh, no, like Justin bought it. We were looking at it and stuff. And they were like, oh, okay. And I think even Jeff pointed out later, like, that's kind of weird. Like, you know, me and you came together. You're my girlfriend. And, like, he bought this for you. And I was like, I don't know. Like, you know, I just thought he was being nice. He's a good friend. You know, he invited us here. Anyways. So, yeah. Jeff and I break up. Me and Justin start hanging out. We were texting, and I found out that he had a past like mine, just worse, I guess. So we just, for where I was at in life and for what I was wanting, it wasn't a good mix. He was not who I needed to be with. He ended up just hurting me in the end. Long story short, me and him were screwing around and went to see a couple movies, stuff like that. He took me to a football game, which was cool. I thought we were, like, legit. I thought we were, like, dating. Like, he took me to a Cardinals game with his, I met his family. This whole thing was so weird, okay? So, he would start to, like, kind of share personal information with me about his mission and stuff that happened there and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden it was like, he was like, I'm going to the Philippines. That's where he started his mission. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, you know, go visit. And he's like, there's this girl there. It's like, okay. And he was like, you know, I really like her. Basically telling me all this crap about her, and no disrespect to her, but all this stuff about her, and basically telling me that he's got like this girlfriend in the Philippines and he's gonna go see her, and he goes, you know, I'm gonna marry her, right? I was like, excuse me? Like, he just like casually threw it out there of like, yeah, I'm gonna marry her. Like, screw you! I'm gonna go to the Philippines and go marry this girl. And I just kind of had to sit there like, you seriously? This is how I feel about it. He used me for probably about 2 months. He used me. He used me for me. Like, he used me. And I had and this whole time I thought like, oh my gosh, I think he actually likes me. I never thought he'd like me. Like, I did not think I was his type. Like, I thought it was this huge big deal because he was well known in our ward. He was like the popular guy, and it was like, OMG, he likes me. Like, I'm gonna be his girlfriend. Like, this could really go somewhere. No. He literally was like, I'm gonna get a ring. Oh, we were at a jewelry store together with his buddy and his girlfriend that they were engaged, and we were looking at rings for some reason, and the jeweler asked, I almost called him his real name, asked Justin and was like, oh, you know, are you guys getting married, blah, 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 and he's like, oh, well, you know, we've only been together for like 2 weeks, but you never know. What? You say something like that, right? And then a couple weeks later, well, I'm going to the Philippines, I'm going to marry this girl. Thank you. Thank you, Justin. You really just boosted my confidence. Took me a while to get over that one. But he comes back into the story, so just wait. Okay. Me and Justin end, obviously. And then I meet... I don't want to call him by his first name. Peter. We will call him Peter. Then I meet Peter. So, I met him on a Sunday. I was at church. I was with my really good friend, and me and her were sitting together, and then, like, went out to the car because I was cold and I needed my jacket or something. And I had seen Peter that day, and actually he had spoke in my home ward. Home ward means the church I went to with my family. He had actually given a talk when I was getting ready to graduate high school, and I later found out this was when he had gone home from his mission. So I recognized his face. I had seen him around, and I thought he was cute. And then, like I was saying, that Sunday in Sacramento with my friend, I walked out to my car and to get my jacket, and walking back in, I passed by him, and I kind of picked this thing up from my ex-boyfriend, Jeff. He liked ties, and he would always kind of like point out different ties, and so I started to notice that too, even after we broke up. And so with Peter, he walked by, and I was like, hey, I like your tie. And he goes right back, and he's like, oh, hey, I like those heels. I was like, thank you. I'm like 5'3", so I love heels, and they make you feel good, right? So compliment each other, go back into the lesson or whatever, and we just sit there. And he's on the other side of the room, and I'm by my friend, and I like tell her about it, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, do you know him? All this stuff. So after that, an hour passes, we break to go to another class. And what it is it's men go to their class, women go to their class, and I was walking with my friend to go to the class we were going to go to, and I just was not feeling it that day. I didn't really want to be sitting there, and I kept running into Peter. Like, I was walking to the room I need to go to, and he walks past me, or was standing in the doorway, and he goes, I think he said, he's like, are you happy? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, then remind your face. Like, telling me to smile. It was honestly, it was cute. It was really funny, and I will never forget that. And he, after that told me, he's like, your smile, you have such a beautiful smile, blah, blah, blah. Anyways. He stays out in the hallway, and my friend stays out in the hallway, and then I left the class. I was like, I'm not going to sit in here by myself. I don't even want to be here. Him, Peter, and my friend, Heidi, her name's Heidi. Peter and my friend Heidi were talking or whatever, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. He knows her. Let me butt in here. So me and him start talking, and I was telling him how I was supposed to go to school in January to BYU, Idaho, and that I was really hesitant about it at this point because I come from a big family, and I had never left my family before, and I am so close with my siblings. I would, obviously they're family, but I would do anything. I would die for my siblings. So I was kind of getting anxiety about it. I was really scared to leave. And there was another school in Arizona that was only 2.5 hours away from me. And I had friends from high school going there. Turns out he was going there. And I was before I knew he was going there, I was kind of saying yeah, thinking about this other school. It's so much closer. I know some people that go there, and just express that concern, I guess. And he was like, oh, well, I go there. And I was like, okay. And we were talking more about it, and I just I really liked him right away. He wasn't afraid to be upfront with me, and he just, I don't know, his personality, he was tall, he was handsome, he's 6'4", it was just, I was happy, and I genuinely enjoyed our conversation. And then I went to leave to go back to see my parents at their church, and he followed me out to my car, and I had been driving a truck at that time, my dad's white Ford, and he was driving a motorcycle. Girls, you see a guy on a motorcycle, it's attractive. It's automatically hey boy, hey. Anyways, so, and he's like got his helmet and stuff, and he followed me to his truck, and he was actually on the phone, and I was like, he didn't ask me for my number. So it was like I was going to leave, and he was like making fun of me backing up the truck because I can't back up anything that's bigger than a car. And he like comes up to my window, and he was talking on the phone to his buddy, and he was like, yeah, I'm just talking to this cute girl, blah blah blah. And of course I'm like, oh, stop it. But and then I go to leave, and he never asked for my number. And I go to see my parents, and the first thing I said to my mom was, so I met this really cute boy, and I decided I'm going to go to EA, which was the closer school. And she was just like, what? Mind you, this was like close to November, end of October, November, and I was supposed to go to Idaho in January. So she was like, what the freak, Kaylee? Like, what are you doing? And I proceeded to tell her all about Peter, and I looked him up on Facebook, and I was like, oh, he's so cute. Like, you'll love him. And, yeah, I decided right then and there, I'm going to this other school. I'm not going to Idaho. And that I met this really cute guy that I liked. And I think that's where I'm going to end it. I'm so sorry that this video is crazy and all over the place, and like I said, this is really just kind of for me and to kind of go through these things that happened in my life and to express my side of it. There are things that have happened that people don't know my side, and people don't understand, and people have a lot of questions. So friends and family that watch this, this is me being honest, and this is my life, and this is how I feel about things, and I'm just hoping that I can help other people, that I can be a good influence and a positive attribute to the craziness in this world, and to just kind of shine a light on things. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully it wasn't terrible, and I will try and upload the next video soon.